God is in the midst of you, child of infinite, immortal spirit. There is nothing to make you tremble or despair, not to make you fear. From the bosom of the Father you came. The breath of Almighty God created you a living soul. Before Abraham was, you were. Beloved, now are we sons of God, joint heirs with Christ. The same power is in you that is in Jesus. This is called the mantle of the Spirit. With the right concept of this, it is found that there is no decay, no disease, no accident, no death, nothing that can take your life in any way. You can draw this mantle so closely around you that nothing can penetrate it. Nothing can touch you. All the destructive agencies or forces ever created by man may be directed to you, yet you will come forth unharmed. If by any chance the outer form should be destroyed, it would immediately return as spiritual in the same form. This is an armor better than any armor plate ever devised by man, and you can use it at all times without money and without price. You can stand forth as you are, the child of the living God. Jesus recognized this, and he could have saved himself from the Calvary experience had he wished to use his power. His enemies could not have touched him. He saw there was a great spiritual change taking place in his body, and saw that if this was brought about among those he knew and loved, without some outward change, a great many would not recognize the spiritual import, but would still cling to the personal. He knew that he had the power to overcome death, and he wished to show those that he loved that they had the same power. So he chose the Calvary way, the way they could see, and seeing, they would believe. He also wished to show that he had so perfected his body that, should his enemies take his life, as they looked upon life, and place his body in the tomb and roll a great stone thereon, the last limitation that man could put upon it, still he, the true self, could roll away the stone and raise his real or spiritual body above all mortal limitations. Jesus could have taken his body and disappeared, but he chose to show that when the spiritual body is developed, no material accident or condition can destroy it, not even the taking of the life by another. After the crucifixion and ascension, his body was so highly developed spiritually that Jesus was obliged to raise the consciousness of those about him to a plane where they were able to see him, just as we're obliged to raise the consciousness of nearly all those about us tonight. When the women came to the tomb that morning and found the stone rolled away and the grave clothes lying by, even they did not know him until he had raised their consciousness to the plane where they could behold him. Then later, when two were on the road to Emmaus, Jesus drew near and conversed with them, yet they knew him not. until he broke bread with them.